Okay, so today we're going to dive into Motel Destino. Have you heard of it?
I have. Yeah, it's been making some waves on the festival circuit.
Yeah, it's a Brazilian erotic thriller, so that right there piqued my interest.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what's interesting is they're calling it tropical noir.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, it is kind of cool, right?
It does sound pretty cool.
I'm very curious about this setting because it's supposed to be like this really vibrant, visually rich place.
Yeah, like a seedy motel on the coast, the neon lights,
Oh yeah, yeah.
sultry nights.
And the darkness of the noir.
Ooh, yeah, that
Yeah, that's
contrast.
going to be interesting how they play with that.
Yeah, and speaking of contrast, let's talk about the characters for a second.
Okay, yeah.
We've got Elias, the motel owner, Diana, his wife, and then there's this young fugitive named Geraldo, who I
Well,
think
that adds a whole
a
other
whole other element.
dynamic, right?
Yeah, so you've got like the kind of like the heat and the tension between, a husband and a wife.
Yeah.
Right.
You throw in this young fugitive.
And what does that do to the power dynamics there?
Exactly.
I'm really curious about that.
Me too. And
Yeah.
and the reviews kind of hint at, betrayal, lust, maybe even a little bit of destiny
Ooh,
thrown in there for good measure.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it sounds juicy.
It does sound juicy, right?
Yeah.
So we've got this like really interesting setting. We've got these like really interesting characters.
Hmm.
And then to top it all off, you've got Karim Aïnouz directing it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Are you familiar with his work?
I am. Yeah, he's got a really distinct style, and I think he's perfect for a film like this.
What is it about his style that makes you say that?
Well, he's really good at portraying like human relationships
Yep.
in a way that's both intimate but also like unsettling.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, like he's not afraid to get into those like kind of messy emotions.
Right, right.
And visually his films are very like raw, almost poetic.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, so you can just imagine what he's going to do with this story, with these characters in this setting.
Right. Yeah, and it kind of makes you think like, are these characters they're obviously making choices,
Right.
but are they driven by desire, by circumstance, or is there something bigger at play here? Like, is fate kind of...
Yeah, are they in control or is something else controlling them?
Right, exactly. And
Okay.
especially with that tropical noir setting.
Yeah, it's like the setting itself is a character almost.
Totally. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it's going to push them in certain directions.
It's almost like you can't escape your destiny in a place like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And speaking of like being recognized, this film premiered at Cannes
Oh, wow.
and it was actually up for the Palme d'Or.
That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. That's like their biggest award.
Wow.
And it was also up for the Queer Palm, which is,
Okay.
a specific award for films that explore LGBTQ themes.
So this is not just like a steamy thriller,
Right, exactly. It's kind of some like serious artistic merit
Yeah.
that's being recognized on a global scale.
Yeah. So to recap, we've got, like a visually stunning film.
Mm-hmm.
We've got really complex characters.
Yeah.
A good director who's known for like, pushing boundaries.
Right.
And then it's like critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
On a global scale.
Yeah. I'm sold. I am definitely intrigued.
Me too. Me too. I mean, I'm like hooked.
I do have to say, though, one review I read mentioned that it's got multiple storylines,
Oh.
which, sounds intriguing, but they were saying it might affect the pacing a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And, and he's known to like really linger on those intimate character moments.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering how he's going to balance all that.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's the point, right?
Maybe.
Maybe he's like, playing with this idea of fate and how these seemingly disparate lives are all kind of intertwined.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. So those moments when you're traveling and you have like a chance encounter with someone
Right.
and it like totally changes the trajectory of your life.
Yeah. Or even just like small decisions
Yeah.
you make every day that you don't realize are going to lead you down a certain path.
Right. Exactly. And it makes you wonder, like, how much control do we really have?
Yeah. Yeah. Are we really in the driver's seat or...
Or is it all just kind of predetermined?
Yeah.
Wow, this is getting deep.
I know, right?
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we have.
Motel Destino. It's visually striking. It's got those complex characters. It's thematically rich, and it might even make you question, those big ideas like fate and desire.
Yeah, it's going to get in your head.
It is. It's going to get in your head.
It's going to spark some conversations for sure.
Exactly. So if you're looking for something that's, beautiful to look at,
Yeah.
but also thought-provoking, this one's definitely worth checking out. And who knows, it might even make you rethink, those chance encounters in your own life.
Ooh, I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, until next time, keep diving deep.
Keep diving.